All right, today we're gonna try to replicate this here design as best as we can with AI. I was just crawling on Mobbin and I saw this and I was like, okay, let's try to rebuild it with Reweb. Should be fun. So I'm just gonna take a screenshot, put it over here and say replicate this as accurately as you can and use placeholders for the images. This is because I don't want it to try to replicate the stuff, which is gonna, use the actual images later. So yeah, let's just wait. All right, so we got a decent starting point now. Definitely a lot of work to do as well, but the overall layout is good. We just need to fix some things and focus a lot on the details, which is what truly matters. So first, you kind of messed up this layout. It got a little bit creative. It's a lot more simple actually. So let's just say this will just be one row with the image and one row below with two columns with decimal images, which is essentially what it is here. So let's see if we can fix it. Okay, and then they're all wrapped in a big card actually. So let's do that too. Wrap this in a card with like a very small padding, with a very small padding, and also we want to like reduce the spacing between these images because it's also very small. Uh, and make this spacing between the image cards very small too. Cool. So we're definitely getting closer. Now I'm gonna download these images and add them because it still looks very ugly with these placeholders. Nice. And I just noticed that here the images column is wider than the column with the text, while here they're the same. So we're gonna tell it to do that. So the column with the images should be wider than the column with the main hero text. All right, let's finish working on the images. Now they're kind of getting cut, but we just want to show them all. So we'll say the images inside cards should not be cropped. All right. Also, this whole card is way taller here, and there is less padding here. So let's say make the card with the images taller and decrease vertical padding on the here. Perfect. So this is getting pretty close. Let's focus now on the text. Here is the only people and AI are green, while here also the plus and the column are. So just people and AI should be green. Awesome. And this paragraph, I think, should be larger. So maybe let's make it XL, and this looks more like it. And the button should be bigger too. Make this bigger, especially like it should be taller rather. So make this taller. All right. Um, Next, I wanna focus on getting the theme done right because the colors are not super accurate and the font as well. So let's start with the font that makes a huge difference. So they're using Matter for the font, but I don't think this is a Google font. So Rework just supports Google fonts for now. So let's look for an alternative. I'm just literally gonna type Google font alternatives to Matter. And we see a few. Okay. The end sounds actually, I think, looks pretty close from what I remember. So let's try this. And it's actually pretty similar. Um, and I think the the weight of the font is a bit less bold, so semi-bold should do the job. Okay, now let's get the colors right. I'm just gonna use the color picker to actually pick this primary color, and in the theme I'm gonna add this. Also, the text button is the button text is this light green instead of white, so the primary foreground is gonna be like that. All right, we're getting pretty close. Now let's try this rainbow button effect, which is gonna be interesting. So I'm just gonna take another screenshot and add here, select a button and say, add this gradient border effect. All right, it's almost the same, but we need like more. This is like kind of bigger on the bottom. So let's say the border should be bigger on the bottom. Keep it like this, top and sides. Awesome. And I feel like the colors are a bit more like pastel here, and use pastel colors on the gradient. All right, beautiful. It's actually looking good. I'm also going to increase a little bit the border radius because buttons here are a bit more rounded. Awesome. I just added the logo too and adjusted the colors of these cars, which were still not 100% accurate. And now we're pretty damn close. I think these look almost identical. This is also responsive, and we didn't even have to worry about that at all so far. Cool. So this was how to replicate a design with AI accurately. And yeah, we started with a screenshot, and AI was pretty good at generating the overall layout. We just had to do a couple fixes. But then, of course, it required a lot of iteration because AI just forgets a lot of the details that truly make the difference. So that's where we have to like select each element and tell AI exactly how we want it to be in this iterative process. We did have some to use some visual editing here and there because it was helpful, but overall we did this like 95% just prompting. So pretty insane. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you learned something. And if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, let me know what website or section or component we should redesign next.